What's up, everybody? Pencil for Life, aka Brad. What's up? Excuse me. Some reason I am coffee today. Coffee. Oh. Oh. Hey, Justin. What's up, dude? Old man. Oh, dude. Justin. I'm going to have to shoot you, Justin. You know that, right? Just going to have to shoot you. Offline. Oh, that's cool, dude. X maps. I saw a ton of those at the shop. Anyways. One sec, all my stuff is in an awkward position. I don't know. Boom, paper. We got paper. I don't know yet, dude. I gotta warm up before I draw on my comic pages. So I'm just gonna chill and draw and put the word out to a few people, see if they want to come on. So, yeah. Otherwise, I'll be on Mike's stream tonight, 6 Pacific, which is 7 my time or 9 p.m. Eastern.
That's 10 Atlantic if you're in my neck of the woods.
What up, Nairobi?
What's going on, brother?
Not much, man. Just getting ready to warm up.
Oh, yeah? What are we drawing here today?
I don't know, man. I literally am like, you know what? I need to warm up. I need to be responsible and do something today. So,
okay.
You know.
Well, I'm like that too tonight. I got to do some productive things tonight because then I got to do my, my stint at work for the next 3 days. So whatever it is I'm doing tonight, it's tonight,
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm just like, okay, need to be somewhat productive. Get my pencil working. What the hell?
Yeah, that'd be a good start, brother.
There we go. Okay. It's working. There we go.
Yeah, I just dropped in to say hello. I won't be sticking around too long there. I gotta start a hang up. I gotta start a hangout and talk with an artist named Josh Spencer about a piece I'm buying from him.
Josh Spencer, huh?
Yeah, good fella down in Australia.
Australia, huh?
Yeah, he's been on a few streams with all of us before.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of the drawing streams, like on Drawn in Blood, that TO does, and he's been on the Drawn Quarter, I think the fan edition.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Stuff like that.
All right.
Good cap. I saw the hangout link, so I at least had to pop in and,
Yeah, I thought, well, I'll just throw it up, see what happens.
You can never say no to a free invitation, even if it's just for a few.
Hey, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely nothing wrong with that. So
how's life, brother?
Oh, life is good. Got a bunch of artwork shipped out today to people.
Okay.
They've been waiting a long time for it. Well, one of them got returned. The label, I guess, got ripped off, except for the return address. So it showed up back at my my friend's shipping shop. So you just cut,
I hear you do a lot of commissions, man.
I do.
I got to check out like some of your art.
Well, yeah, you should.
I should.
Yeah.
I will.
Just go to pencilforlife.com and go to the doodle section.
Okay. Well, right now I just subscribed to your YouTube channel. I'm looking for the stream. Like, why am I not already subscribed to Brad? How am I not subscribed? But I corrected that oversight just now.
That's good.
You got some people in the chat. You got Kronos.
Hughes is here. Nice.
Yeah. Evolution Arts.
Champ. Yes, I did win the DQ.
Yeah, you did. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, the auction's tonight. We're gonna auction off the Galactus, and then we're going to I'm gonna use that money to buy comics for my friend. My kid my friend is an elementary teacher. He has a reading program at his school. So we're gonna buy a ton of comics and send them to the kids.
Nice.
So whatever it goes for. You can also donate too if you want to. You can just hit my PayPal up and donate.
So when's all this going down?
Tonight.
Tonight. What time?
I think Mike said 6 Pacific.
Now, is that going to be here on this channel?
No, it's on Mike's channel. 9.
So what channel is that?
Is it Blacklist Universe?
Oh, you mean Mike S. Miller?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I know where to find him.
Yep, I'll be on there tonight.
Oh, nice. Who else is going to be there? Do you know?
Dude, I have no clue. I think Elliot Hernandez is going to be there. You know, he always does good stuff. Yeah, so I don't know exactly.
Evolution Arts, Justin asks, hey, Brad, I know you're coloring Handyman. Is it going to be gray tones or full color?
It's gray tones with just a splash of red.
There you go.
Yeah, which is one thing I'm going to be doing this weekend. I got to finish coloring all the pages. So
you're a hardworking man. Comic shops and art and live stream.
I don't know about a hardworking man. There's sometimes, like yesterday, I was lazy as hell. Yeah.
It's cool though that that I met a couple of people that actually go to the shop that you're at. I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, Jimmy does. Yeah, Jimmy and Tyler.
Yeah. Got to give big props to Slick Jimmy. He was on off-air hangout helping me construct my Kickstarter a little better.
Oh yeah. How'd that go?
Good. I mean, it's ready for launch. Basically, I'm just going to go over, do the one more.
Mine's not, dude. I'm trying to get this artwork done so I can work on the page next week. Work on the pages next week.
When are you thinking about doing the launch?
It's gonna be next Friday.
Oh wow! So it doesn't give you a lot of time to piece that together.
Nope.
No, I've been working on mine for like 2 months.
Well, I did one before, so I know what not to do.
Right.
But I figured I would hit everybody I know up at the same time. Say, hey, get in here. Let's take a look. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to do a live launch party, I think, on YouTube when I launch it on the 14th. So, okay. Open invite to you if you want to hang out with us. We're just going to put it up on the screen and see if it, grows at all while we're there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to be doing too. So on the 15th.
Oh, yours is on the 15th. Okay, well, there you go. So Thursday and Friday, folks, 2 great Kickstarters. They're going online.
3 actually.
3. Who's the third?
It's what's it called? Tales from Beyond the Gate.
There you go.
Too. Yeah. So
lots to choose from.
Lots this week, yeah. So yeah, definitely.
Bing! There goes my Facebook.
Oh, that's your Facebook.
Yeah.
That was mine for a second.
I message Mr. Josh and see if he's ready.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did this beautiful Avani piece. Crypto ran a stream where everyone was like drawing characters from Niobe, where it was Niobe or the villain, and Josh did a beautiful one. And I was like, I got to own this, brother,
Yeah.
And so we're going to work out the details for that. And it's going to be, I think, a stretch goal print in my campaign.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm getting a bunch of messages myself right now.
It's funny how that works, eh?
Jeez. Like whenever I start streaming, it's I get messages like, dang it, dude. Just like, leave me alone. I want to be left alone, but you don't want to be left alone.
Yeah. Well, it's like that when I woke up. I woke up to like, a few friend requests and a bunch of messages, and the phone was ringing. I'm like, damn, man, I just got up.
Yeah, this is why I kind of like to be up all night, but I hate drawing in the middle of the night, because there's no sunlight. I like sunlight.
Like, for instance, my buddy there, Larry Holder, just messaged me. He's like, Malin's doing a chat, try messaging him. I'm like, what, why? What's going on? I don't know.
Yeah. He's the one who got me on Drawn and Quartered this week.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'll tell the story one more time because it's kind of funny. But I was literally in my underwear getting dressed to go to the gym. And I get just a hangout link from Malin. I'm like, oh, what does he want? I totally forgot it was Drawn and Quartered. And so I click on it and I see Mike and everybody there. I'm like, what's going on, guys? Like, oh, it's Drawn and Quartered. Get on here. I'm like, oh, okay. So I muted Mike, turned off the camera, got dressed, grabbed some paper and a pencil. I'm like, okay, let's do this.
And not only did you do it like without warning, more or less, like you scrambled to get ready, you won the damn thing.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know how I won it, but I won it. Let's see. I kind of want to do a classic Conan style piece with some hot chicks, I think.
I like hot chicks.
I like hot chicks too. The hot fit chicks. I don't like the hot.
You like the thick ones, like the Frank Cho women?
Slightly, but more, more muscular, not just curvy.
You must have a crush on She-Hulk then.
Not She-Hulk, but
I like Red Sonja.
I just appreciate as I've been working out more, I've been just appreciative more of being healthier and stuff like that, even though I am far from healthy still. But just I don't know, man. There's something about working out. You feel better when you do it.
I got to start exercising a lot more. Told myself.
Now you'll beat me, I promise.
I mean, the most I've been doing lately is some push-ups and shit, but I need to, like legit go to a gym and start exercising.
Yeah. Another feeling. Well, I've been going, but like I missed my day this week because of Drawn and Quartered, and I haven't felt good since. So it was like, it just hasn't been the same. Let's see here. Let's do something. What? I'm just gonna go with it.
Holy fuck, dude. All right, send me the damn link.
He wants to pay me now.
No, I have nothing to do with him. This is another message. Boing, boing, boing.
I know, right? Yeah.
Such is the life, man.
So is this you do this full time, or what do you do for your like day job?
I'm a night auditor at a hotel.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so I work in the middle of the night, and most of the times it's pretty dead. So it's either I'm watching YouTube or I'm working on my Kickstarter, like back office sort of stuff. Fucking messages. All right, I'm gonna kill these. All right, I'm gonna bow out, Brad. But
brother.
Having me on, shoot the breeze for a little bit. I'm gonna answer these messages and do that hangout and take care of
business. Yeah.
And if you're still around later, I might hop back in.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be online until I have to head over to Mike's, or at least about a half hour before.
Yeah, get your prep time in. Yep.
Yeah, well, just kind of relax and stuff before going on.
You almost have the Doll Sim thing going on there. You know what Doll Sim is? Like Doll Sim from like Street Fighter or Zenyatta from Overwatch. It almost look like you kind of got that like monk vibe going on there with just that pose, like with the cross legs and the hands out. And
it's actually he's spreading them out. This is the top of the leg.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking, he's going to sit on some kind of bone throne or something.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
All right.
All right, brother.
Seeing how that turns out a little later.
Yep.
All right.
Take care. See ya. I'm going to pull my chat up here on my other screen. I got 12 people watching. What the hell, guys? Hey, Alan, how's it going, buddy? Sorry I didn't see you there earlier. I got to move the chat down a little bit farther. Thanks, Asuka. Asuka, right? Yeah, Asuka. So are you. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, when I saw everybody was doing the same thing, I was like, yeah, I got to change it. So. I'm glad I changed it too. I didn't want to look like everybody else either. So. You gonna come and bid on tonight? It's gonna be on Mike's channel. I think 9 Eastern. I'm gonna be using all the money for some kids comics to send to my friend's class. He teaches elementary school, so he does reading rewards, and he usually gives out artwork or comics and stuff like that to his kids. So I'm gonna buy a bunch of alternative comics with it, and a couple of other artists in town here who do kids comics, and send them off with whatever we can raise for that piece, or if whoever wants to donate. Yeah, Blacklist Universe. Yeah, so. I don't know if I like this. I'm going to back out of this a little bit. No, I am not going to send SJW comic books to kids. I'm going to send appropriate titles for kids that are, just have fun stories that can read. Yeah, so. Who DC? Me? No, I didn't DC. There we go. Can you guys hear me okay? So, let's see here. I think I want to. Oh, I'll change this up somehow. Oh, nothing wrong with that. That happens all the time. Oh, I know. Okay. I got the post. Got it. Okay. Gotcha. I got it. Okay. So we're gonna basically. Um, hey Tyler, what's up, dude? You can join the link if you want, dude. I put it in the Nasser chat thing. Can't wait to see this. Come on. Justin, do you want to come in? I can use someone talking to me while I'm doing this. It's a little bit easier. It's less dead. I'm gonna shoot you an invite. Hey, Justin, are we friends on Facebook or is it Twitter? It's Twitter, right? Oh, Evolution Arts. Oh. Oh, Art One Evolution. Okay. There it is. What's up, Willie? What are you doing, Willie? All right. I should never start drawing before without a plan. I'm learning this now. Looking for reference pics, huh? I probably should have done that. I think I kind of want to. There we go. Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Brad?
Not much.
Oh, I might have missed it. What do you? Did you say what you're drawing right now?
Conan piece.
Oh, nice.
I sent Willie an invite to see if he actually pops in. He's always denied me before, so.
Give it a second. Try to set the angle here. Yeah, dude, I was really relieved to see that Daredevil got a good review by you because I was curious to see what Zdarsky was going to do. Granted, it's only the first issue, but
yeah, we'll see. But I mean, it looked great. So
yeah, I'm glad. It. Yeah, that's like one of the characters I always read. How long have they been doing this auction thing? I don't either. I've been out of the loop
for
a
weeks now. Just a couple weeks. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. It's actually a pretty good idea.
It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, I mean, you got you got enough people watching and everything, and with everybody's talents on all that stuff, it's it's well worth having to want to own one of those pieces.
Where's my ruler? So what are you drawing?
I'm working on that story for Britain.
Oh, you're working on that thing?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's first thing I ever drew, so it was perfect. He came to me through Tyler, and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I'll draw it for free." I was like, "I'm not that great, so it's a good experience for me to start learning."
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're getting something from it,
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is anything I draw, anytime I spend drawing, that's time improving.
Correct.
And especially figuring, doing something like this, first time like getting panel pages and like figuring out layouts and stuff. It's fine. That's actually probably the funnest part of doing it is figuring out how to lay out the page with the panels.
You should look up the book called 5 C's of Cinematography.
You want me to write that down because I'll forget it. 5 C's of Cinematography?
Correct. It's mainly for film students, but it teaches you how to kind of lay out the frame the images and stuff in the.
Well, yeah, I mean a lot of it
in the frame, in the what you're showing. So.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of similar parallels to like storyboarding movies or TV shows or stuff like that in comics. I'm just like I spent enough time. Like I got the blue lead, I was testing everything out. I was telling Tyler about this. Like when I started doing this, like I actually watched that Ethan video that he did real early on about like
art supplies.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I didn't know. That's exactly like the video I was looking for because I didn't know what to get.
Yeah.
Or like what it would be worth it. I don't want to go waste money. So that's like where I started, and then I just kind of had to play around with it because with my hand, So I was like, I'm all about trying like different like inking tools and whatever and pencils. But now I got all that narrowed down. Who was I talking to? I think it was Scott Bruckner. But I was telling him the other day, I was like, I finally got all that kind of narrowed down where I don't have them play around with like pencils and inks anymore. I know kind of what to get. It's just now I got to kind of start all over with the coloring. But I mean, the Copics are a start.
Hey, JP4, what's up, dude? Sorry, guys, I'm not looking directly at the chat thing, so it may take me a minute to get back to it. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this real quick.
But no, like I was saying though, with the blue lead, it's actually I saw like techniques done where you can build the grids and stuff with the blue lines.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess start trying that, and that does help a lot. I think I bought them too early, the blue lead. I bought it, and I'm like, man, it's like something tells me that I should have just gotten regular lead to start drawing these pages because I think the blue lead is more so if you're really good at inking and you don't really need to have a whole lot of detail to ink over.
No, there's guys who do super high detail on them. Just go over the top.
Yeah, I see some of them. It's just I was second guessing myself, but like I was figuring out ways to, with the advantages of having that blue lead. And that's with those grids. Like I got a couple of grids I built on a couple of these pages, and it really helped with like building perspectives on buildings and stuff.
Yeah, definitely will. I just use pencil. It doesn't matter, man.
That's like what I'm doing right now. I've decided to just use the blue lead for building any grids, and then I go over with regular lead, and then I'll ink it.
Gotcha.
Might take a little bit longer, but like I said, every little bit of drawing helps get better. Take my time as best as I can.
Hey, PS, how you doing, buddy? This guy says he isn't any good, but clearly looks professional with that setup. I guess the potato cam helps too.
Dude, you'd be surprised. This is the cheap. This is the cheap shit. That's a Target lamp, and this is like the cheapest drawing table I could afford.
Hey, man. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah, that's all you need.
Really is. Yeah. I like that face.
That's why I don't claim to be a professional. I'm amateur AF.
Let me start with the skull on the brand. That'll help me out. Draw a quick skull. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm doing good, PS. Yes. I'm mimicking this guy's pose, but I'm changing the character because just like the way it looks. Anyways, so how was work last night?
Oh, not too bad. It was freezing. I mean, it wasn't like -30 like it was last week, but it was pretty. Yeah, it was pretty damn cold last night. The wind was blowing pretty bad.
Oh yeah.
And I only did 2 calls, thank God. But yeah, it was an easy night.
So how did you get to become a tow truck driver? How'd that happen?
I kind of fell into it. I was let's see, I think it was 2005. Have you ever heard of Bonnaroo, that music festival?
Which one?
It's in Tennessee. It's pretty big. They get a lot of big acts. But anyway, I had gone down there with a bunch of friends, and I used to work at a New Balance, a shoe store.
Yeah, I know who New Balance is.
Yeah, and so I quit there, and when I came back, I was trying to find a job because I just got sick of working at a freaking shoe store, and my mom's friend, she messaged me. She's like, "Yeah, go talk to Ron, who's one of her friends. She lived in Wisconsin, and this is in Illinois." And she said, "Yeah, go talk to Ron. He owns a company." So I didn't really kind of know what I was getting myself into.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of went over there. I mean, loosely knew what it was, but not completely. And just talked to him. I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job." He's like, "All right, you're hired." Like immediately. And like that minute, like he was like, I was like on the payroll. I'm like, "Well, dude, I gotta go home and change."
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of how it started. And it's weird. It's some people can do it, and like I don't mind it. Like you have to have it in you to want to do it. But you know, a lot of times, especially where I work now, we get paid really well.
Yeah.
I get health insurance, paid vacations, which actually I get 2 weeks paid vacation this year.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, but it's I mean, it can be tough work. Summertime, it's a great job because I'm outside listening to music in the truck, usually driving around, and but in the wintertime, it can be a real pain in the butt.
Gotcha.
Pull a lot of people out of the snow, and if you don't have the right equipment and you get wet, I mean, and it's dangerous. We just had a state trooper here that we worked with, young guy that I worked with. He just got killed last month on the tollway.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, he was actually he was off of duty going back to turn in, saw an accident, pulled over to help, and a drunk driver hit him as he got out of the squad.
That blows, dude.
Yeah, man, it's just so it's a little scary. So I kind of got a complex, when people are drinking and then they get in the car, I kind of get mad and they're like, "Oh, relax." I'm like, dude, you don't see half the crap that I see. I was like, you see all these nasty accidents in like these little small residential areas, and it's just like 'cause somebody was drunk and just flying. It's just like, oh, come on.
Gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well.
Hey.
How you doing?
All right.
We got PS and we got Willie. Hey Willie, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are you guys up to today?
Well, I've been working on my computer, but it's not working really well, so I think I may have to take it to the shop soon because I can't screen share and stuff. It's just
Is it your computer or is it the Google Hangouts? That's the problem.
Well, I've like done like stuff here and there with leading my well, I had an issue where I was roboting like a bunch of channels and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I just like deleted my history and stuff. It was fine. I don't know. I don't have like a virus protection on here, so maybe I'm getting like viruses on my computer from Google Hangouts and stuff. So I'm gonna send it to like a computer guy soon, just see if that's the problem.
I don't. It's probably not, man. I mean, you only get viruses and stuff if you're really opening a bunch of crap you shouldn't be or downloading stuff you shouldn't be.
Yeah, you can't get them from going to certain websites.
So yeah, I mean, but again, this stuff you shouldn't be doing anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's more. You're more.
But if you're just using Google Hangouts, no.
No, I mean, I'll use Google Hangouts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and stuff.
Yeah, you're probably fine. There's could be a bandwidth problem.
Could be.
Yeah, I would doubt it.
Could be a whole bunch of other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I used to do tech support all the time, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look into that. It's just like crashing all the time and like roboting and stuff.
Is there a way to increase your bandwidth?
It's just your internet, depending on how you're using it.
So you have to contact your internet provider?
Kinda, depends. So are you like, what do you pay for at your house? Do you know?
Well, I got like the best internet I can get from Spectrum.
Let me see.
Well, yeah. What's your up and down? Do you know?
No, because like I'm not the one who's paying for it, but I pitch in, so I know that much. I know it's the best one.
The question is, are you doing Wi-Fi or are you doing direct connect?
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Wi-Fi will drop your bandwidth.
I love the
70% from.
Yeah, they're sweet, eh?
Yeah.
So you could be paying for the best one.
I love the chocolates.
But it's not going to be. You're not going to be receiving the best signal through the Wi-Fi. So if you direct connect, you'll get the better signal.
Okay.
Now, yeah. So you'll get the better up and the down. So.
All right.
So I would check into that. Either get a network cable, put it together. Hook it directly up to your router, and then that'll tell you for sure.
Cool.
But if you're crashing all the time, that could be a Windows problem. Yeah. Because if it wasn't doing it before.
I took my headphones off. Let me know if there's an echo.
No, it's good, but dang, man, you look pretty good, man, with the beard shaved off.
Yeah, I got it trimmed.
Oh, cool.
I got a pointy chin and some curly mustache. I was going for like a Robin Hood look.
Dude, me too, man. Me too, man. That's awesome, dude. So, what are you working on right now, man?
I'm just doing a fun drawing, man. I'm just doing I think a Conan type drawing. So
cool.
Just kind of warm it up, for the night.
That's great, man. Yeah. If I could show you stuff, what I'm going through my career's like, I've been working on like different characters and stuff, but this looks really good, man. The face, looks like he's ready for battle and stuff.
Yeah, he's gonna have his sword down here. I'm gonna make some blood flying up like he just cut somebody in half. So
awesome.
Yeah. So
my candy though. Oh, the other is still alive. Well, I did see him today. He was leaving. We're doing what?
Got the wife and the kids going today, Willie?
He muted himself.
Oh.
Oh well.
No, I was cool.
Good.
Was just,
Yeah, sorry guys.
No, you were good, dude.
I had company just walk through the door there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So you see my comic artboard that I made?
Yeah. So you just went to the printer and they just printed it on there for you?
Yeah. Well, I had gone to Staples one time and I was looking for some nice quality paper. And I found one that I really liked, but it was kind of thin compared to the actual art board.
Yeah.
So you know about paper, right? It's measured in pounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, the paper that I found at Staples, and it's really soft and my inks just glide right out. It's beautiful. But I find it buckles just under the moisture of my hand sometimes.
Yep.
And I took it to the print shop with me, and I got them to print off the template. Like I designed my own template in Photoshop.
Okay.
I put it on a jump drive, and I took the template with me. And they said, well, we've got some paper here. Like, you don't have to go to Staples. So they let me test out, like, I don't know, a handful of really cool paper. Some had real toothiness to it. But the one that I picked out, it's 100-pound.
Yeah, that's what I used. Okay.
Yeah, the one that I had from Staples, I think, was 65-pound.
Oh. Yeah.
And the ink didn't bleed through. Like, it didn't come through in the back.
No, but
like I said, it was just going through. Yeah, no, it was just going through, like, the moisture from my hand being on it. It would buckle. So the one that I settled on, it's like a real fine tooth vellum. It's smooth, like it's nice. And yeah. So basically, they told me, they said, don't go to Staples because they're just kind of like, we call them robots, kind of like Michael employees. You have a question about a tool at Michael's, and they've never used them. You know what I mean? Like, we call them robot staff. Basically, all they did was they took it out of the package, put it on the shelf, and walked away. So if you go to a legit print store, like a print shop, or you go to a legit art store, chances are the staff have actually used the product. They can answer some of your questions.
Yep.
So, yeah, so I did that. I went to a legit little print shop up in our uptown area, and I just basically told them what I had in mind, and yeah, we totally got some real nice. Oh, actually, it's right here. I'll show you.
Did they charge you a ton?
What's that?
Did they charge you a ton of money for it?
No, actually, it's dirt cheap, man. It was 60 cents a sheet.
What?
Yep. So you can see there, got my my actual logo.
Awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. The only thing is it printed off dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up lowering the opacity about 50% to get it this light. So it would have even been darker if I didn't do that. I'm thinking I might have to lower the opacity for my next run. I'll lower it even down maybe to about 25% so it kind of matches the stuff that you'd get at the art store.
Okay.
Dude, I'm like scared. I got like 3 books.
I even added fine print on the bottom.
Nice.
Yeah, like I really took my time and designed it properly, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So, like, you know, once I start doing my own book project, I'm going to start doing it all on my own paper, and any commission pieces that I'm going to do, it's all going to be on my own paper.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I want to do later.
Fun way to brand yourself, get your name out there.
You know, it's funny. Like, I only use sketch paper. I have like 3 books of comic book paper. You know, the good stuff. I have like 3 different versions. Some of it's really big, some of it's really small, some of it's medium size.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not touched them because I keep going back to the sketchbook stuff. I've messed with the watercolored paper and stuff, and I use like the manga style, Copic style. They're the generic style versions of them.
Yeah.
And I've gotten positive views from like when I use them, but still, they bleed too much on the paper. But at the same time, like I have a risk of using it on the real comic book style of how much it will absorb, because like I'm a very manual person. I don't like doing the digital stuff.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys use, like, for example, Brad, what are you using right now? Using stuff that would be on the considered as, all right. And how does that absorb and reflect? Alcoholic markers.
How does it absorb the markers?
Yeah. Does it spread out too much or not too bad?
No, so I use them for my markers all the time. I mean, you will get some warping if you do too heavy, without taking a break to let it dry, But it's meant for like an all around type of thing. So yeah, I mean, it works great. I haven't had a problem with it. I've just warped it a couple times when I went too hard.
How much time do you wait for it to dry? Dry.
So if you skip around the piece, you'll be fine. But sometimes, I just if I notice it's starting to get a little too wet, then I'll say, hey, I'm going to take a break on this one and color something else. So.
Do you say like a minute or something?
No, probably like 10 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it really depends on the marker and how hot it is outside. So.
All right. I'll take that to when I do my stuff.
So, what was your original question? Were you talking about digital versus traditional?
Yeah, pretty much, because I'm a traditional guy. I tried digital and I hated it. So I like doing everything on hand. I really do.
Well, I'll tell you the main difference for me. I mean, I love working digital. I've got a non-screen drawing tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. It's cut my workflow in half, but it doesn't give me the option of selling the original drawing later on. So if I'm doing a comic book page and I want to take it to a convention and somebody likes it, they can buy that page.
Yeah.
So there's a revenue, difference.
Well, I mean, there's a revenue difference. I also find that I like the tactile difference. I like running my fingers over a page and feeling the inks, feeling the, all of the all the work that went into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just don't get that with the digital.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I'm not trying to cause drama or say something, but
no, you get
no. What I'm about to say is like the whole thing with this, like Ringo Miller thing that caused a lot of drama recently. Everybody has their own opinions on that stuff, and that caused a lot of stuff. I like Mike Miller and stuff, and I'm not gonna say anything else, but you understand what I'm saying about this, right?
I kind of do.
But I'm not gonna say anything else, but it's like that was a big thing recently, and I'm stopping.
You're okay. Yeah, I mean, that's why Mike Miller walked it back a little bit,
Yeah.
But it's, it was given to him. I don't have a problem with it, It was supposed to be for a cover anyways, so.
I mean, he bought it. Yeah, I mean, he has whatever he wants to do with it. I just, anything else you want to disagree with? Yeah, I can see that, but like, hey, you bought the thing. It's yours. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you don't have to agree with what they do. Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's just like,
you can always feel free to express yourself here, dude. Yeah, it's cool too. Yeah. Like Chester and I don't agree on everything. When we read our comics together, So. Yeah.
Oh, that was funny that night.
What was funny?
Oh, you guys did the whole video when you asked about the comic, and you're like, "Yeah, it sucked."
Which one?
Shoot, I can't remember what it was.
Was it the X-Men book? You done recently with like one of the X-Men books that you said was horrible, and I can't remember. I think that
it was Age of X-Men Alpha.
Yeah.
Are you guys talking about when you guys do the YouTubes or the readings?
Yeah, I don't do the readings. We read them right before the show airs, and Wednesday mornings I do comic book reviews. I grab some comics from my shop that are going to be hitting the shelf the next day, and then we review them here on the channel. And so, yeah, some of them just been kind of crap, and I just say it straight up. So.
Jesus, I'm sorry, but that G.I. Joe stuff makes Marvel look like God.
Okay, so I was looking more into that. I did not like the G.I. Joe the way it looked. It came out this week. It's not my style. But I was looking up the guy later, right? And honestly, I was quite surprised. He has quite the following. So he's been doing it for years. He's done all sorts of different books. And so I was like, huh. So I kind of I reached out to him. I'm hoping he says yes, like we could talk to him about his style, because he uses that same style on everything. And he has quite the following. He has like about 7,000 followers. And they like him. So I'm like, huh. Yeah, I got questions, and I kind of want him to answer him about his style, but it's not for me, that's for sure. But I thought it was just like they hired some guy, didn't know what he was doing, and then when I realized, oh no, he's legit. He's been around a while. Even though it's not my style, I'm kind of interested to see how the guy thinks. Why he does the style the way he does. So. But yeah, it's definitely not for me though. It's definitely not. Does this feel? Yeah, I'll go look at it through a picture. It feels short and stubby. Can't tell. I'm looking at it too long.
That's good, man.
No, hold on. Picture.
I'm bring you up full screen here so you can take a better look.
Yeah, it's a little short, a little stubby. His arms are anyway.
What's he got in his hands? Is it a sword or an axe? Or
yeah, he
what?
will be holding a sword, but yeah, it's. I just took a picture of it so I could see it at a different size.
That's cool. Yeah. And I don't do that much. I draw stuff like in skeletal form, then I like draw the meaty form, and then I put the
yeah,
armor and stuff.
That. Yeah, it's good to do that, but sometimes you should take a picture so you can see how it's kind of coming out.
Okay.
And so you can adjust it if you need to.
Cool.
But yeah, it's too. He's too thick.
Trying to make him skinnier, or
no, but like he was not necessarily skinny, but he was. It just made the arms look, like super tree trunks, and Conan doesn't have super tree trunk arms.
Oh yeah, Conan the Barbarian. He's like
he's
badass. Yeah.
So what are you working on, Willie?
Right now I'm working on a commission piece. I gotta bang that out over tonight and tomorrow night, and then I really gotta get started on this Tales from the Gate.
Oh, Tales from Beyond the Gate?
Yeah, I had Todd had mentioned that he was getting a little stressed.
Oh yeah.
And he kind of bit off more than he could chew. So he was getting ready to drop whatever he was doing for the project. And he was talking with John Dillard there one night. And I just happened to be listening while I think I was cooking or doing the dishes or something. And you could kind of feel the stress on him. So I just jumped on live and I kind of volunteered to help him out. Because he's got a lot on his plate, right? He's doing that John Malin thing, and then he's I think he's still doing something for Tales.
I think he was doing a couple Tales stories.
Yeah, so
he's also doing a children's book at the same time.
Yeah, he was feeling the pressure for one of those, and I figured if he's doing something for John Malin, you'd want to have best foot forward, right?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, so I kind of volunteered to take some of the slack off, and then Dillard wanted something by the 5th. He wanted it finished by the 5th, so I ended up getting an extension for the day before we launch. So he just basically wanted one page for launch day, so he pushed it. Okay. I don't have to actually have it done till like Wednesday night or something like that, so I'll do that then. But I got to get this commission done first because that's actually paid for. Yeah. So you got to do the paid work before you do the free work, right?
Oh, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, man. Because I was like talking to John and Todd and Manny, and it's like none of them have heard from Tank in like a month. And
stuff. I know, it's ridiculous.
And with Tank gone, it's like that's a lot of pages.
Yeah.
I hope he's okay, but shit.
Oh yeah, no, we all hope he's okay. I just, I had sent him messages and tweets, and none of it's even been open. Like it doesn't even read that he's seen it.
Exactly. Me too, because I've hit him up too, and I'm like, dude, he was a really chill guy, but what's going on? But whatever, it is what it is, and you guys gotta have a book going through.
Well, actually, he was the guy who got me started in all of it, actually, to be honest with you, because I liked him so much. I just followed him from stream to stream. So he was on Rick's channel. He's the reason I subbed to Rick. I just followed him around. He was one of my favorite people, and now he's not here. Like, it's heartbreaking. Like,
yeah.
And we're such a we're such a tight knit community that when you drop off like that,
yeah, everybody notices.
You notice, you know.
Yeah, I talked to Manny about that last night. You know, it was like, you know, it really hurts us both because we love Tank so much. It's like, where did he go? And you know, it's like, you know, people were like doing all this stuff, blah blah blah. I don't care about drama or this and this. You guys are trying to get a book out. The book out's going to be out next week. It's a lot of stuff going on, but when people disappear, it really hurts everybody else's because you're like, let's say Tank had to propose 2 to 12 pages. That's 2 to 12 pages you're not going to get in the book if he doesn't reappear. That's bad.
Well, I know John Dillard was tackling 3 stories, maybe 4 stories. Did he try and pull Tank stuff too?
I don't know.
Trying to pull that off, or
no idea. Hey, Mighty Geek, how's it going, man? Yeah, we're all wondering what's going on with Tank.
Yeah, I don't know what John's doing, but
yeah,
I know. You know, Manny's doing his story. I know Rick's doing his story. I know Ignition's doing his story with whoever he's working with. I know John's doing multiple stories, and I know EVS and John Malins are working on that. And I hope the best for them.
Each, though, you know, so.
Yeah. But when it comes to Tank, like he streams from his phone a lot, and I was under the assumption that maybe his data package ran out and he just had to wait till like the next billing period, but it should have been like the next billing period by now because it's been so long.
No, I have a feeling he probably went homeless.
Oh, that sucks. You know, stuff like this, it hurts me to where I just want to donate a page, but I really do. I think I may end up donating a page freely to this cause because I really do agree and love what you guys are doing. I just want to send one page to it. I'm not sure if I want to or not because it's about my art. I'm really contradictory about my art. I don't think it's worth enough. Yeah, it's not worth enough to be on with Malin and Dillard.
What you're saying. Yeah, you're a little self-conscious about your artwork.
Oh yeah, you know, I'd rather contradict myself. I don't want to be a big head, but I'd rather like constantly look at my shit and like look at yeah, I don't think it should be there. Instead of like, oh, I'm the best person in the world. Yeah.
You're fine, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to donate something,
you're going to have to take the
talk
first
to John. Yeah. Talk to John. I'm sure they can work out something.
Yeah. Whatever's going on, in the last 24 hours, I'm just waiting because I know you're going to be on there with John and Todd and Manny and whatever in like the next 3 hours about the Tales from the Grave. Quiet things. You're there, right?
No.
Okay, no.
I'm not on it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you don't know what's going on in the last 24 hours, and.
No. Hey, P.S. Have you been drinking a little bit?
I have, but
Okay. It just sounds like it, so I was just curious. Yeah.
No. I mean, like, this is like a quiet server, but do you know what's been going on between John Dillard, Todd, and Manny lately?
Not really.
Well, they have been having like weird problems. So if something happens to the project, we'll know after tonight. So that's all I'm going to say.
Everybody feeling the pressure or what?
I don't want to talk about it. You'd have to watch Manny's stream. You'd have to watch John Dillard's stream he did in after around the same time. I'm a neutral person, so you have to watch this stuff. These guys were being children, and I've even told them both they've been children over stupid stuff. So I have no idea what's going on. And I've heard, and I had listened last night talking to Manny, and he was like, this, and this. And I'm like, all right, I get your point, but can't you guys just like talk to people?
Everybody's gonna have stress about things, dude. I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. Let's just let them focus on what they need to focus on, and we're gonna be good. We're just gonna do our own thing here right now. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just the couch for people to stress about.
Oh, gotcha.
Right. Yeah, I do this all the time. I'm like, fine, go ahead. Yeah. Tell me your problem. I'm gonna play Connect 3.
Yeah. You got a stream going on tonight, PS? Are you doing the art stuff tonight, or is it Sunday?
No, it's gonna be
That's right, it's Sunday now.
It's usually Sunday, but I still don't know about T.O. I asked him, he hadn't said we should do it this Sunday or not. And what I want to do is this.
I think he's planning on Sunday.
Yeah, he's planning back on Sunday, but I told him we've done too much of these stupid masked wrestler stuff. I told him, hey, let's do the NWA World Championship or the U.S. Championship. It's so much varied and big than doing masked wrestlers. I think people were tired of masked wrestlers 2 weeks in a row. It's up to him, but I told him what I want to. He has to come back to me, and we'll figure it out. But
it'll be fun.
I'm tired of drawing masked wrestling too.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to take off.
All right, brother.
Company here, so I'm going to go hang out with them.
Okay.
All right, Willie. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the invite, man.
Always, dude.
All right, take care, guys.
Have a good day.
Bro.
All right. Look at your chat. Help you out. Let's see here. Reload to see who's being here.
That'd be good.
A little bit better. It's better than. All right, what's going on? Mighty said, we're wondering what happened to Tank. Mighty said, Weston Willie was gone now. So Bill Lund said, Hell Raven, Kronos, Rios, or whatever, said crunch time are stressful. Then Willie said, hey, M and G. So, okay, we're caught off with the chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Evolution, what are you working on right now?
I'm working. This is the first story, second story I've ever drawn illustrated. I just started drawing last year or in the middle of the summer. So this is the first book I'm drawing for another kid who's a young writer. So I figured it was a good opportunity for both of us to not charge each other or anything and start getting a little bit of experience. But yeah, I started doing it because I was writing stuff for a while, and I was gonna do something with my sister who's been drawing for a while, but she's just been real busy, and I was like, man, screw it, I'm just gonna start teaching myself because, just keep grinding at it. I'll get to a point where I can start, get to a decent level.
That's cool. Evolution, can you tell me what's the basic point-to-point topic about the comic you're drawing?
It's called Offshoot. Britton Summers is the writer. He goes by some Okie dude on Twitter at some Okie dude. The story's about it's about a guy who's just dealing with basically every average guy dealing with you know, everyday struggles and everything. And the gist of it is that he ends up getting into a car accident and starts to have these visions and finds out that basically all the evil thoughts that he had inside of him have manifested into a doppelganger who is now in the world committing crimes that look exactly like him. But so he can't think negative any more negative thoughts. So all of his negativity is in a doppelganger that's out in the world.
That's pretty cool. That's interesting. That's very I hate to say this, but no, I mean,
cool.
Some people will say I shouldn't say it. I hate to say this, but it's a very Christian way of doing that because you can really push this in a Christian way of when the hero has negativity, he creates evil and he has to fix it because of that.
Yeah,
really
I mean, it's
story.
I mean, it's like a always story of that's always been told, like good and evil, the two sides.
Yep.
And it's I mean, like I said, he's a young guy, and like there was a couple people that were after I drew. I mean, you guys know Tyler. He's the first person I drew a story for, and
You talking about Drawn Talk?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, I get you.
Yeah, so that's like how I know Brad and everything. But so after I did that, I was itching to it was only a 4-page story, so I was like, man, I want to expand a little bit more. And I had a couple of people message me ideas, but some scripts were just so god awful. I spent about 2 years like trying to read scripts and writing scripts, so I got a little bit better at that than my art. But some of the stories people were sending me were awful. And then Britton contacted me through Tyler too, and then he told me that pitch for the story, and I was like, that's interesting enough that that's the best story pitch I've heard so far. Yeah, it's been fun doing it.
That's cool. Do you have any artwork you can share? Or I'm sorry to keep you away from your work, but I'm just like,
don't worry about it. No, it's my
I was like, I think it's cool that you're talking about your stuff. I think we should see some of your work.
Yeah, I could show you some. Let's see what I got here. Like I said, it's still learning, but getting there. Make this larger so I'm sharing correctly. Well, these are a couple pages of the story I drew for Tyler. He actually colored and lettered it. That was like right when I started, and then these are a couple more pages of Britton's book that I'm working on right now.
Oh, that's cool, man. Oh, dude, that's pretty cool. Where the in the person's mind, there's the person. That's a very interesting way to do it.
Well, I was learning as I was trying to portray a dream or like a dream state type of thing in his memory. So I was trying to figure out a way to do that, but it came out okay. Yeah, it's just a couple, but like I said, being new, it was that's I always tell people too, and like I draw with this hand right here. So it's like, when I always hear people telling that, oh, I can't draw. It's like, I didn't really start doing this until like about July of last year, and I do it with this hand. So if I can start doing this and, get progressively a little bit better, anybody can do it. You just got to have the want and the will to want to do it.
Let me tell you something, man. I know a guy who's a drummer. And
I used to drum too.
Yeah, he played drums and stuff. But I looked at him and I looked at his hand and I asked him the question. You only have your ring finger and your pinky finger. What happened? He's like, well, I had a grenade blow up in my hand.
Oof.
So he's only got 2 fingers, and he ties a rope to a stick. He's like, I still make it happen, man. I'm not going to keep it from, going to kill my dream. And that's cool, man.
So, mine happened as an autoimmune disease. And it's really rare, but that's what happened to my hand. And I mean, luckily where I work, I got health insurance now. But, I haven't drummed since this happened, but that's only because my drums are like 40 miles away at my old guitar player's house. Mm-hmm. And, that's what I was saying. I was like, I know I can make this work. I was like, I'll tape it to my hand if I have to.
That's great, man.
But I saw this drummer too. Somewhere I forgot his name, but it's this dude who's like a paraplegic. He's got no arms or legs, but yet he could sit there. But there's videos of him like actually drumming the Red Hot Chili Pepper songs. I'm like, and he could do it like perfectly. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, if this dude can do that, there's no reason I should have no excuse for not being able to still do it.
Oh, exactly.
And look, what's the guy? Is it Def Leppard, the band from the 80s, the drummer with one arm?
Correct.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's only got one arm. Yeah.
Yeah, but those guys when you're saying like the Grenade dude or like the Def Leppard guy, he lost in like a bus accident. Like mine was so gradual over like a year and a half that like because people always ask if I get pains and I'm like not ever since I had the surgery. I don't get the ghost pains like people like that lose fingers traumatically or like body appendages traumatically. They'll have like those phantom limb pains. But so I guess I got lucky on that aspect, but
that's good, man.
But I played a lot of sports and stuff then, and then when my hand got messed up, I started reading a lot more. And I was dating a girl, and I read she got me into the George Martin books, like Game of Thrones, and that's what led me to comics. Because then I found out he did comic book. Well, I ordered his books, not knowing they were graphic novels, and then they came in. I'm like, they're comics, and now I'm here.
So, do you find it easier to get girls? Like, do you get sympathy sex because you have one hand, or?
Yeah. I mean, it can work. Yeah, I mean,
you only got one hand,
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, when it first happens, I mean, you're self-conscious about stuff like that. Especially when something like that happens, it's just like it is kind of hard to tell somebody like that at first, But that's like the first thing I try to make known. It's like I'm not trying to hide it,
Yeah, I
get you. But yeah, my buddy
says you should take advantage of it if you got it.
Well, no, that's what I was just gonna say. Me and my buddy, we're gonna concoct a story and say that I lost my fingers jumping in a lake in Florida and a gator got my hand saving a kid.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you're such a hero. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Score the brownie points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're a left-handed guy, man. You're like the boss because every time you see some guy with a left hand, say, "Oh, it's Jimi Hendrix, he's a left-handed guitar player." Well,
you look at most left-handed guitar players and they're famous. You got Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix. Who else am I missing here? There was somebody that was just on the tip of my tongue that I'm like forgetting right now.
I don't know either.
It's been a long day. I've been drawing since 6 a.m.
Oh shoot.
I usually do this on my own. I work nights, overnights, so my clock is backwards. So I'm usually up at nights.
It's all good.
Cool. You gotta do what you can do.
Yep.
So, Brad, how much is that G.I. Joe sold in your comic shop?
We only got one for the shelf because we don't have a lot of G.I. Joe readers at the store anyway. So I think it's still there.
It's like every time I go to my comic store, I always look at the ones that, the main people that are always like just talking nonsense. And it's like that Man-Eater's book, for instance, that stack is so big, and I don't think I've seen it.
That is such an ugly book. Ugh.
I know. See, my point was everybody's like, well, everybody should be able to tell their story. I'm like, yeah, you should. That's fine. An image, you're fine, but you got to accept the consequences of one, it not selling, or two, don't do it to a mainstead character.
Yeah, most people don't realize that stores cannot return books. So well, you're keeping it for people who want to get it. I'm like, no, if they want to get it, they can still order it. I mean, it's not a big deal, but. If you're going to try to tell me how to spend the store's money, where I can't get it back if it's not going to sell, especially when I live in a very conservative area, yeah.
Dude, it's business ethics. It's you buy what is in demand, and if you don't have people that want that book, then why even order one?
Yeah, sometimes I order one just because.
Yeah, it's just a habit there. I get that, but I mean that's smart. Instead of like stocking up on a bunch.
Yeah.
Like they thought, it's going to be a huge book. Well, how about we ask people that come in here if they want it before it comes out, and when they say no, how about I don't order it then?
Yeah, agreed.
But again, I don't own a store. One of my good friends that was the first comic store I started going to, I got to know him really well. He's a close friend of mine now, but he lost his store to like a flood here in Chicago a couple years back, which sucks.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
Yeah, well, he had this problem with the landlord in Highwood, and he was growing too. He was steadily growing, which shocked me because the town I lived in Highwood, it's a really small town. So I was like, man, I can't believe you're actually doing good. And he's like, yeah, we've gotten better every year, and then all this shit happened. I'm like, man, that sucks. But he was, he's really smart because that was when like the Captain America thing first happened. And I remember I didn't know jack shit about like comics, so I'm like, I was like, well, he had to explain everything to me. Like reading like 2 different books at that time. Now I'm reading like 30. Yeah, Brad, you would like me as a customer. My pull list is fucking epic.
Who wants to read about Captain America right now? It's like,
no.
Hey.
That's the argument I've had with like certain people that are on like, I mean, I grew up liberal, but I can't consider these people liberal because you don't try to silence people if you're liberal.
Yep.
It's just these people are like a new kind of sick, but it's just I got PO'd today when I saw Major League Baseball is changing it's changing the disabled list to now be called the injury list, which okay, fine, it's an injury, but it's like somebody complained and said it's like insensitive to disabled people, and it pisses me off because like again with my hand, it's like I'm partially disabled. It doesn't bother me. It's like you guys are just looking for something to be pissy about. It's like stay away from baseball.
So what's cool is here there's an Indian tribe in Cedar City, Utah, and the local school was called the Redmans.
They're called the what?
The Redmans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And some people were saying, oh, we got to change it, blah, blah, blah. It's insensitive. Well, the tribe came back and said, nope, don't change it. We like it. So now they're going to leave it alone.
Yeah. So what happened with the Redskins in the NFL a couple years back? They were like the whole, change their name.
Oh, yeah.
The tribe came out and was like, we don't care.
Well, originally they didn't care. They came out later and said they did. But
it's because of pressure, but it's just like, it's people that have to be offended for other people. That's the problem.
Yep, I agree.
It's like, dude, everybody's just, goddamn, the world got along fine. Yeah, there's always going to be idiots out there. No one's, that's never going to stop happening. Whatever. I try not to give a crap anymore. It's just gotten so old. It's just like, it's just played out. It's like you try to get away from it. It's everywhere.
That's very true.
That's fun. That's my thing about Twitter drama. Like I see people like go in and conform or at least assault people and blah blah blah. I'm like, oh look at it. Oh, that's nice. Scroll. Oh look, a cute comic book thing or a cute image someone drew. That's just much better than hearing people complain about stupid stuff on the internet. I'd rather see that than anything else.
Yeah, then you open the book and it starts telling you you're racist because you're American.
Yeah, that too. But you know, if I can like go around whatever, warp around wherever sites where I have not to deal with the stupid stuff about people complaining and about this and that, you know, I just want to see great art. I'll just like scroll on Twitter. Now I'll go back to Facebook. Hey, look, people are happy.
I know. I made a joke about waking up, opening Twitter, and then being like, "Well, the world's still on fire." Like Twitter is the worst freaking platform for people to just be shitty to each other. I was actually watching the Rogan podcast today, and they were talking about the platforms, and like they're talking about how YouTube is probably the only one that's like they'll take down both sides.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like he's like they're more fair game and more open to free speech than all the other platforms. But he had Rogan had Jack Dorsey, is that his name? The guy that the CEO of Twitter on a couple days ago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was interesting. He's gonna have him on again because everybody was mad he didn't press him, and he's like, "Yeah, I should have pressed him." So he's gonna have him back on to like really grill him on like banning people and stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah, well, they're saying that because he's one of his sponsors in one of his businesses.
So
he's like, no, I don't coward anybody. You know.
Yeah, the Cash App.
Yeah. So.
But you know what? He discussed it on there and everything. I don't know. It's just Rogan seems like he's pretty level-headed.
Yeah, so that's why he's like, I don't mind. I'll bring it back. You know.
Yeah, it's just like that's all we need in the world is just people be objective. You can have your stance and point of views, and we can disagree, but just be objective. If somebody has a good point of view, I've always changed my opinion if I can't make sense of what I was trying to argue.
Well, Rogan needs to have Richard C. Meyer on his show. Then I'll be all right, cool. Let's have that. He's the guy that needs to be on that show. Well, that's just me. Because I know Richard said he was going to be on that show. Something happened and it didn't happen. So
yeah, I think he said, "Oh, you know what? No, I remember now. I remember the video where Richard was talking about it. I think it was right when Anthony Bourdain died."
Yeah.
And Rogan's really close friends with Bourdain, so that's what screwed it. I think he said he felt weird asking or pressing him again. He's like he probably forgot, and I didn't. He's like I felt weird asking him again because his friend died or Anthony Bourdain died, who he was friends with.
Yeah,
it was something like that. I think it was something like that. Yeah, that was interesting. I'd love to see that on there because Rogan's. He's talked about it before. When he was growing up, his first original dream was to be a comic book artist.
Was it?
That's cool.
Yeah, really? He used to draw all the time. Yeah, you can probably find videos of it on YouTube of like clips of him talking about it.
Interesting. All right.
Cool, man. That's really awesome. Because my thing about Joe Rogan is it goes back to like news radio.
Yeah. That was a great show. Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
That was a tragic case. Phil Hartman was hysterical.
Dude, talk about that. That hurts me so much about him and his wife and stuff.
Oh, she was nuts.
I know, man.
Did you ever watch the documentary where they talked about all the stuff with them?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's if you want to see something wild, that's something interesting to watch.
Oh God, yeah, he was such a great guy. It's sad. It really is.
Yeah. You have certain people like Chris Farley was another sad. You know what? I forgot what it was. I think, man, I can't remember the story now. Somebody told me a story of like where Farley died. It was at this hotel, and I knew somebody that worked there. Oh,
dude, that was horrible.
Yeah,
that was horrible. I saw that. I saw when the murder happened for Phil Hartman, and the evacuees pull out his children.
Oh yeah.
God, that was so horrible.
Yeah,
oh
man.
People don't know. People don't understand, man.
That's why we got to make happy comic books.
Not all comic books need to be happy, but
no, but bring joy to people through comic books.
You can have bad stuff happen, but if you can read through it and you get the good points.
Well, I think there needs to be morals in the stories. Some don't
Yeah.
have names anymore.
Exactly.
They're just doing it just to do it.
Well, we talked about it on Tyler's stream one time about how like bringing politics in it, and it's like we use like Watchmen as an example because it's like it brings in politics, but it brings in like all points of view, so it makes you think about all sides. It doesn't take a stance one way or another.
I have a love-hate with Watchmen. Watchmen was a great comic book, but at the same time, it was a pillar for what is now. Because of that, it's just like I hate Watchmen because it created what's going on right now. Because people want in Marvel and DC and Image, they just want to make not comic books about heroes, but use heroes to bitch and complain about diversity and whatever. It doesn't make any sense.
What drives me nuts is that I've always said I think the majority of the world is normal and sane, and like that's why most of us don't really get too vocal with it because we're just like I'm not even touching that crazy. But it's the small minority of people that are nuts that are the loudest and always define every single party every single time. And it's like I read DC and Marvel, yet I still support Comicscape books. What does that make me? You know, it's like I'm gonna read the stories I want to read, and it's just like. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
How about this? We'll start with Evolution to Brad to me. The book you're working on. Explain to everybody in the audience the story, the background, everything, and sell it to us right now. Evolution, go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it again?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it all from start to finish. Yeah, it's fun.
All right, it's the story of an everyday guy, who's dealing with depression and struggling with life and bills and everything. And one day, leaving the doctor's office, he gets into a car accident and wakes up in the hospital and finds out that he can't think anything negative. He's trying to be angry, but he for some reason can't even muster up the energy to find out why he's angry, or why he can't be angry. And come to find out that the accident has caused like a split in himself. So all his negative energy has split into a doppelganger who is in the world and creating chaos in his name.
That's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. Great sell. Now, Brad, go ahead.
Okay. Handyman is launching the 15th. It's about an ex-cartel hitman who leaves Mexico to raise his kids. And while he's there, he gets kind of sucked back in, and he chose to do the mission for selfish reasons by the government. And while he's there, when he goes back to Mexico, he finds out something truly horrific is going on since he's left, and his motives change from very selfish reasons for just him and his family to those of a greater good type mentality. And so he adopts the persona that he has to fight for the people who can't fight back for themselves. So he is the Mexican Punisher almost.
With a little bit of Robin Hood, sounds like.
Nice.
You not so giving, but fighting for the people they can't fight for themselves.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good. Now, for me, I don't have a story name for my story, but it takes place in the future. Anyways, you have three characters: a human, a half elf, and a half orc. They're all thieves. First arc is they're here to steal treasure from like the king of their planet. After that, succession or whatever. Maybe it's not. Well, that's the point of view. Get to the next point. Is their capture, which is their trying to not get get captured. And then after that, you get to the survival part, which is a new alien species, where they get captured, they get sent off to the space station. There's a new alien species that has taken over and dominated, and they don't know about what's going on. They see dead bodies. It's like a survival horror, kind of like Predator or Alien kind of vibe, where they're walking around the space station and trying to not die.
Well, I was gonna say you had me at Orc.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is like, if you go back, it's like when Earth made first contact, they made the bad first contact. There's no Earth anymore in my story, and that's what's going to be covered in the first part of the chapter. Is they met the orcs, which are quote unquote, that's what we're calling them, orcs, but they look very pig-like. They came, conquered, destroyed, and took what was left of the human people, and they kept going on. And after that, they tried it again, and gray aliens are the most powerful species around this solar system.
Are they the little grays? Are they the little grays you're talking about? Like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So they try to conquer a planet that was inhabited by basically elves and gnomes and shit and stuff like that. No, not gnomes. Dwarfs. And they stopped.
Sounds like a Lord of the Rings in space.
Yeah, it's kind of like Lord of the Rings. I take Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek.
In a minute.
All right. Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is like, the whole backstory is like, this is what happened. So that makes sense why humans live in a planet with dwarves and elves. But there's sci-fi stuff. It's kind of it's like Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Star Trek mix in, because what I use is with the Star Trek influences, the gray elves. They'll help and work with you, but with the Star Trek thing, it's like, we're not here to give you the same technology as us. You have to work and build with us. But we'll work with you, but we won't work to make it happen that quick.
Now, do you write it or draw it, or you do both?
I'm doing both right now, but sometimes I feel like I need a better artist than me. Myself, I'm okay, but I'm still working out to find a better artist than myself. But at the same time, I'm writing and working on my comic.
Oh, right on. Yes, yeah. Like right now, like with trying to get better, I got Tyler is actually going to draw. He's actually going to draw my first story for me while I'm still drawing this for Britain. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's it's you just got to be able to tell a story that fits your art. You know what I mean? Like there's certain stories I've written that and be like, I can't. There's no way I can draw this. There's absolutely no way. You know, it's like I have to hire somebody if I even want to pull this story off. And then there's other things that's like, okay, if I keep it to where I know where my limits are right now, it's just about finding that right kind of story that fits your art.
I agree. And right now it's like I figured out like how to do this stuff is like basically it's like a whole old Star Trek world. It was like, okay, we're higher of you, but we can't give you our technology. You have to work and get that. We can work with you, but we cannot give you everything. So the whole planet in the beginning is pretty much medieval times, with a few little hints and bits of cyberpunk or cyber or like futuristic stuff coming in here and there. But it's because, people that are the dominant force don't want to give everybody level ground. It's a different kind of like political vibe and stuff about everything. And with that, it's very interesting to dive into.
How long do you plan on going?
Well, the whole purpose of what I'm doing with my first comic is there's the I bridge it as a 3-part thing, like you would get in like a theater kind of thing. The first part, I mean, before the prologue, there's the prologue, then here's the heist, and the heist is pretty much like Ocean's 11 stuff. They're going in there to steal stuff, get rich, and whatever. The third part is like the capture, where they're running away and trying not to get captured by the government because they got caught eventually or whatever. The third part is the survival act. The survival act is like they go over to the space station, hovering around the planet. That's where the new alien species has been discovered, and there's a few of them. They're not very friendly, and I've told a few people this. It's like it's based off my favorite sci-fi action styles. It's like you have like the Terminator, you have like the Alien, and then you have like the Predator. You have those things in the final arc that means something. By the time that's ended, you have this part where it's this one adversary that's cuffed. They're interrogating him. He's like, this is not the end, basically. We're coming after you. I'm not going to say anything else like that, but after that, he's like, boom, it gives you a punch for the next chapter or the next book.
What are you talking about?
He was talking about the second story.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Hey, I can restart it for you, man, Brad, if you want to.
I'm okay, dude.
All right.
Yeah, man.
I can always tell you want to have it done.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. It's a sci-fi fantasy novel, or not novel, but comic book. What I want to do.
Cool.
Yeah, I've always been a sucker for sci-fi stuff. That's probably one of my favorite genres.
It's going to be interesting because it takes a lot of time to think about this stuff.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, if you're trying to build any kind of story, even a small one, it takes a lot of time and patience to sit there and really flesh out all the details and get it right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'll be right back.
All right, brother.
No. What time's that auction thing start, Brad?
It's gonna start in about an hour. I'll probably end up stopping this in the next half hour.
Yeah. No, that's what I was wondering, because I was going to get some food if you were going to keep going for a while. But if you're going to stop in a half an hour, I'll plow through.
Yeah. Yeah, because I want to relax before it starts.
Yeah.
Put some stuff in the dryer too.
I'll tell you though, one thing I do hate about my hand is when I'm inking. I don't have as much grip as I do with like the Staedtler lead holders. So sometimes, like if I'm not really like paying attention, I get lazy. It'll like pop out of my hand.
Okay.
And I've destroyed one of my Copics like that. It fell right on the tip on the hard floor one time. And I've done other, amongst the, having it fall on the page and hit something ink side down. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, but the good thing about the Copics is one, you can replace the nibs, and two.
Wait, you can replace the nibs on these?
Yeah.
Oh well, son of a bitch.
Yeah, well, they have two types. They have a refillable and a non-refillable type.
Yeah, I don't think. See, I think that one's the non-refillable because I've seen Ethan use the refillable one, and it looks nothing like those ones. So I'm like, I gotta
okay, yeah, they do have those. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was talking to my buddy about different markers because he was saying the Prismacolor. I'm like, yeah, but I was telling about you. I was like, but this guy Brad, I know he swears by him and the refillable, and that's the thing.
Well, I like the Prismas. I love them. The problem is, I can't refill them.
Okay, see, that's the key. That's what I told him. I was like, I'm gonna go with him because he says you can refill the Copics, and I was like, and that's the key instead of having to rebuy a marker all the time.
Yep. Yeah, otherwise I'd use Prismacolors all day long.
So that's why I just started going with the Copics. So I was like, I'm not even gonna mess around with like all this other stuff. I'm just gonna go for the Copics and just every week or 2 weeks I'll just buy 1 or 2 or 3.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. You buy 1 or 2 at a time. Slowly build up that collection.
I figure the smartest thing to do to start color wise would get all the grayscales.
Yep.
Start somewhere neutral. But of course, I got like ADD when it comes to that, and I'm like, okay, the gray, give me a yellow, give me a red. And then I get like 1 red, and it's like I can't blend it with anything. It's just like, yeah, stupid.
No, you can use the grays to blend it.
Well, yeah, but I meant like the full like a color assortment of like a red or blue instead of just like one color. I actually did find I bought a little coloring like tutorial Copic book because it was supposed to teach you like which markers to buy for certain blendings of like skin and everything.
Yeah.
And that I was able to get because there was a couple that I bought and I remember when I used it the first time I'm like, man, that's like the closest thing to looking like skin I've ever seen like color before.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. Expensive but worth it. I told Britton that is my weakest skill out of all any art, abilities I have is probably coloring because I haven't spent really much time doing it at all. But I was like, I'd like to color it, but I'm afraid to color it because like I could totally screw everything up.
Well, that's why you color on practice pieces.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got to start doing that more. I just got to start drawing sketches for myself and start coloring them. And I did that a little bit, but
there's a Asuka in the chat says use Hobby Lobby and Michael's weekly 40% coupons to save on the Copics.
I was gonna say you're looking at the Hobby Lobby special right here. Most of my stuff I get from there. But Hobby Lobby is great because the coupon you can download every day. And one time I think I went in there. I think the lady screwed up because like the Copics are like what $8 a pop
usually.
Yeah, and there was a sale on a bunch of art supplies, but obviously not the Copics. And when the lady brought them up to the counter for the cashier to ring them out, the cashier lady like seemed like she was new and like she gave me the discount on them. So I got like 4 Copics for like half the price, and I almost went back to get like 4 more. But I was like, no, I don't want them to catch on. But I don't know if that was a deal or I got away with something.
She was looking at your hand.
Could be.
Oh, we gotta give him the discount. Dude, I'd be using that thing up a storm.
Oh, I don't try to overkill it. You know, I don't want to be too much of a sissy.
I get it. Yeah.
You know, but no, I mean, there are certain things that I, limited to doing. Like when people be like, "Here, help me lift this," I'm like, "Are you sure you really want me to be the one helping you lift that heavy ass thing?" I mean, I'll do it. It's like I'll do it and I'll definitely help you, but don't be pissed if it falls.
Yeah, I've been using it on the ladies though. You ever been a guy with one hand before? Let me show you what I know.
Keep it hidden the whole time. With one hand before? No? How about now?
God, I'm going to hell. Still there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Thought my computer froze again. I was like,
I'm thinking I got an iPad right now, but I want to go. Been telling Tyler and a couple of people I've been playing with the idea of starting a channel, but I was like, I don't want to start some. I wanted to keep something or try to find some kind of something more unique. I mean, I'm gonna do comics and stuff and reviews and do all that stuff, but try to find some kind of angle with it. And that's why I put on Twitter today because that's what I was thinking about, like some kind of form where people can like either like debate like a comic, debate like their books, like like this person's book for this person's book, but keep it in a way where nobody's gonna get fucking stupid with each other. Like I would moderate type of thing,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that was just the first idea I had. That was
I get you.
This is the first spitball idea I had. I'm not trying to be the most innovative person in the world, but I was just trying to find
Yeah, you don't need to reinvent the wheel every time.
Yeah. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just trying to find some angle maybe nobody's thought of yet. But maybe that isn't there and it's not possible, but I still got to get a bunch of equipment though when you say computer. Yeah. I want to buy a computer and mic and all that stuff, so it'll take me a little bit.
I understand.
I'm gonna have a cigarette, but I'll still be here. I'll monitor the chat for you. I'll walk away for a second.
Chat's not too busy. I got it right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know if it was or not. I've been head down.
It's all good.
But
I'm back.
What up?
I'll look at the chat for you guys.
I'm having a cigarette right now anyway. I got a little studio apartment, but I don't smoke out like in the main room. I usually go in the bathroom where it vents.
Yeah.
I would usually go outside, but man, I'm not walking outside in this frigid temperature crap. I work in it. I'm outside enough.
How bad is it?
I'd have to look it up, but I think it was like 13 degrees. So, and that's not including the wind chill. So, I'm guessing probably around 5.
Oh, jeez.
And that's what's killing it right now is the wind. Like when you go outside, the wind is like really bad, and it's like it just pierces you immediately. Damn it! Why the hell? I'm gonna turn my camera off here for a second so you don't disorient everybody. Yeah, but I got one more chapter left in the Brubaker Daredevil run.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my way all the way through. I read the Frank Miller run, did the Bendis run. I got a couple other books like the Kevin Smith and I think Quesada drew that one. But yeah, I got a couple. I just try to collect that character first.
Nice.
And you know what? When all that stuff happened with all that Wade stuff, I was just like, man, It's like I don't even know if I want to buy his run now. And it's like I love the character so much. It's like I'll feel naked without the complete run of everything in the end of the day. But at the same time, it's like, do I really want to buy it? Maybe just bootleg it and then call it even.
Dude, I haven't bought a comic book from Marvel or DC in like 3 years. That's the reason why. Because I was like, what's going on? I'm like, no, not for me.
I mean, the problem is there's just so many titles, so it's like really hard to try to find. I mean, there are good ones in there, and they do have good writers and artists among them, but there's just like the pool is so full that it's hard to find them. And you're spending $20 siphoning through like how many different titles trying to find a good one, and you just get exhausted doing it sometimes.
Very true.
This is why.
Go ahead. Oh, and I was just gonna say I gotta trim down my pull list. It's like I got like 20 something titles in there, but it's like I hate taking one off. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't want to break the story until the end. It's like I want to be in it for the whole thing if I read it this far.
Dude, for me, it's like I wish Image happened now. Just a fuck with Marvel.
Why? We wouldn't be having. We wouldn't be having this conversation then. I mean,
yeah,
true. I mean, yeah, they would be the alternative that we would want to try to get our book through. We'd be like running and on our knees. Image, promote our books because we want to. Because Marvel and DC sucks. They came out right now like they were in the 90s.
Well, see, I can't speak too much of it because I just started reading them when my hand got hurt. So like the last 6 years, so I'm trying to catch up and like read all the back titles and learn as much as I can. I got so much to go. Even though I got a lot of books, it's fun though. I just actually go back. I can read the back catalogs of like all their old history stuff, and it's like brand new to me.
Well, I can't say anything else while we're doing live right now. I'll say after we get off, golf air.
Yeah, everybody has their opinions. It's all good.
It's just that I don't want to say anything too crazy, and I've said that because like I hang out with a lot of people that are not Comicsgate or Comicsgate. It's like I don't want to say anything that's too traumatic and stuff and cause me a problem to be choosing a side.
Yeah. Well, I like, Larry, who was in here earlier, I like his point of view. And I've kind of like, that's always been mine is if you're cool with me, I can be cool with you. And like, I can debate people and not get nasty. It's like, you got to be able to accept other people's opinions and ideas. And if somebody gets nasty or mad at that, it's just childish.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially in this medium, you got to be able to take criticism in any art form. If you're going to produce any kind of art, you got to be able to accept that there's going to be criticism.
Yeah.
But it's just I hate when I see stuff like, well, people shouldn't be attacked. It's like, yeah, no kidding. Any normal person would agree that nobody should be attacked. That should go without saying.
Well, it's the same thing that pissed me off about this guy or a company called NPC Comics, and like. Everybody's welcome except for Comicsgate and go away. Comics # comics for everyone. Where you're a hypocrite.
There's so many people that like. Well, you know what it is. It's you get like I felt. I was the same way. Is that I was just lazy with researching a lot of stuff. Like before Trump got elected, and I wasn't a Trump guy, but I don't hate everything. I'm not one of those people that has to like. There's certain things that he's done that I like. But I have friends or family that like just can't admit it, and I'm like, see, that's the problem, and like my mom one time was just like, oh, I didn't know you support Trump now. I'm like, see, that's the problem right there. I was like, I don't, but just because I'm telling you that you're being ridiculous with your attacking and that now I'm a supporter of his, I was like, that's the problem with that thinking. It's like, everybody's got to stop doing that, just listen to each side. I mean, it's, like I said, we don't have to be the Partridge Family, but Nobody needs this is comics. We're supposed to be having fun and telling stories.
Oh, dude, I had so many arguments and discussions about this stuff off camera, and I thought about that, and I'm like, dude, we should not be talking about this.
Well, that's good.
And people are bringing it up.
We could change subjects.
Oh, yeah. But, you know.
Where do you live at?
I live in, like, South Carolina.
Oh, okay, cool. My sister lives in North Carolina.
Nice.
I was actually probably going to go down and see her next summer.
Cool, man.
Actually, there's a couple guys. I was talking to Brad about this festival earlier, but there's a music festival in Tennessee called Bonnaroo, and the first year I went there, and it's like right after, I think I was 19 or 20, but like we were so unprepared, and our neighbors were from South Carolina, I think Charleston, and like they saved our ass so much they let us use like all their equipment.
Nice. Yeah, I had a friend who told me a story about went to Bonnaroo, man.
Oh, it's wild.
And I was like, like they're not having beer in Bonnaroo, so we bought beer at a gas station. They bought like a shit load of really old Tecate. And no one bought it. Yeah, I bought it for like nothing. Like we regretted it. It was bad.
Yeah, everybody down there, it's like they have the people that check the cars there, and they don't even check the cars. Like, there's like hippie dudes, and like I remember the first year we go there, like we had a van, and they're supposed to have this check where they check all your bags, you know? And like the guy opens up a sliding door, and he looks in, and he goes, "Yeah, you guys are good," and just let us go through. I'm like, okay. And we were like freaking out the whole time on the way down there. They're gonna like rip apart the car. But it's like it's a big hippie festival. And it's like I love music. I was a big music buff and played music and stuff back in the day. So I would love to go back, but I'm not doing it unless I have an RV now. Got the license to drive one, so got that now at least. But yeah, I saw Neil Young there, Radiohead, Metallica. I saw Chris Rock there. I'm trying to think, I've seen a bunch of great acts down there.
Nice. We got the meeting guys there, like pictures or something. Like, if you ever got to meet, like, hey, let's get a picture and stuff. You really get a picture with people?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of that stuff. Actually, you know the band Government Mule?
Yeah.
Well, there's at 2001, the very first festival we went to, Warren Haynes, the lead singer, had a set by himself. It was like just him acoustic, and like we were there, like pretty much the front, and like a CD came out of that concert, and I'm on the back cover of it. I mean, you can't see my face, but when I looked at it, I'm like, oh my god, that's me right there, and you could see all my friends because I had a shirt wrapped around my head like a turban for the heat, so like you could clearly see me. I'm like, oh my god, you could see me right there. That's awesome.
Dude, that's cool, man.
I'll tell you what, though, the best live show if you're into live music is Tool. Tool is hands down the best live show I've ever seen.
Tool, really? Nice.
Yeah. Oh man, it's Adam Jones, their guitar player. He used to do special effects on Alien and Predator.
Yeah, so, he has.
Yeah, so he's really into that stuff. So they have these like giant screens that are behind them that play like these like weird videos they're like literally synced with the band as they're playing. Like they're that much in time. It's so cool.
Dude, that's awesome, man. I've never seen them live, but I know that Adam did one of the heads for Ghostbusters 2, and that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of the things I knew about him. It was like he did the hit, one of the like where Winston's like running around and he's like singing a bunch of heads around him, and it's like one of those heads is done by Adam Jones. Like, oh damn, that's pretty fucking cool.
That's pretty cool. Well, where I live here in Illinois, Adam Jones and Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine, they went to high school together in a town called Libertyville, which is like 10 minutes from me. And Tom Morello used to get guitar lessons at the guitar shop in the town I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy, when he first heard about this, he went in because we used to buy all of our equipment there, so it's like a local shop. So my buddy went in there he went in there just to confirm it, So he walked in there and he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "Is it true Tom Morello used to get guitar lessons back here in the day?" And the dude, the old man behind the counter, he's like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." He's like, "He used to come in here all the time, stoned off his ass with all his foot pedals. Does that sound cool? Does that sound cool?" I was like, "That's awesome."
That sounds like Tom.
Hey guys, my computer's having problems and the stream keeps going. So.
Oh, okay, no problem, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut it here.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on with it. Something keeps happening and it keeps dropping me. So.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
We'll get back on that auction.
Hey, Brad, thanks for inviting me in here, and
yeah, dude.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Anytime, guys.
All right, have a good one.
I'll see you on Mike's thing. If my computer works properly, I hope it does.
All right,
at least for my duration of the auction. Yeah. Anyways, all right, guys.
Jeez.
All right, see you guys. Take care. Let me stop the broadcast.
All right.